World War II seems like a war that will have no place for respect towards each other as humans. The Charlie Brown and Franz Stigler incident proves that no matter the situation, there's always room for respect to the other person. November 20th, 1943, Charlie Brown was flying his B-17F Ye Old Pub above a German city, and after dropping their bombs over a factory, they turned back towards England. From the clouds below, dozens of German fighter planes began to suddenly attack the formation of bomber planes. One plane went below the clouds to put out their fires, and suddenly a bright orange flash came from below the clouds. The plane had been destroyed. The old pub began to fall back after being shot multiple times, and due to damage to the body of the plane, most of the guns were frozen so they couldn't shoot the German fighters. The plane began to fall towards the ground as the crew was unconscious due to lack of oxygen. Their oxygen supply was destroyed completely. From an altitude of around 7 kilometers, the plane began to fall down. A little bit later, Charlie regained his consciousness and pulled back the controllers as hard as he could, trying to bring up the nose of his B-17 with one fully functioning engine left. He got the nose up and almost hit the trees of the forest below them while he did it. One fighter heard the plane flying low, and the pilot, Franz Stigler, thought about shooting the plane down to get his Knight's Cross. He flew towards the plane, waiting for when the tail gunner would open fire and shoot him down, but nothing happened. Charlie Brown was waiting for the sound of gunfire and his inevitable death, but nothing happened. Franz remembered his commander's words. "You're fighter pilots. First, last, always. If I ever hear any of you shooting down an enemy in a parachute, I'll shoot you down myself. Honor is everything." And he thought that shooting down the plane would be the same as shooting down a person in a parachute. The B-17 was so badly damaged that it was in no way any threat to Stigler. Franz was not going to shoot them down. List of damages including 1 fully destroyed engine, 2 badly damaged engines, huge damage to the right wing, the radio was destroyed, massive damage to the body in multiple areas. The oxygen supply was taken out, the tail was damaged, hydraulic and electrical systems were all destroyed. The nose was hit multiple times. More than half of the rudder and tail were missing. The tail gun was shot to pieces and the tail gunner was dead. The body of the plane was so badly damaged they only had one gun that was not frozen due to temperatures of negative 60 degrees Celsius being blown inside due to the ice cold wind. Franz Stigler tried to get them to land on occupied land, but Charlie shook his head to show that they were not going to land there. He then tried to get them to fly towards neutral Sweden and land there, but Charlie didn't understand and again shook his head. Thinking quickly, Franz then flew in formation with the badly damaged B-17 to prevent the German lines from shooting them down. It worked. Now that they were far from any threats over the ocean, Franz Stigler flew as close to the cockpit of the B-17 as he could, and when Charlie noticed him, he saluted and left. Charlie didn't realize what had happened until Franz saluted them, and then he knew that Franz had saved their lives while risking a death sentence if anyone saw, reported him, or found out what he had done. In 1986, Charlie was asked if he had any memorable missions during the Second World War. He remembered his meeting with a German pilot who flew in formation to save them instead of shooting them down. After that, he started his attempt at contacting this German pilot as he wasn't allowed to speak of it during the war. 4 years later, Charlie received a letter from Stigler that said, "I was the one." After speaking on the phone and Stigler telling every single minor detail he remembered, Charlie knew that he had found the German pilot. They became close friends, lived together, went on to interviews together, until both of them died a few months apart from each other in 2008. Sometime after they were reunited for the first time, Franz Stigler was a guest of honor at a reunion of Charlie's bomber regiment. There, he said that he didn't feel like he belonged there. Charlie gently grabbed his arm, gestured towards the group of people surrounding them, and said, "Friends, do you see all these people here? They are children and grandchildren of the men whose lives you saved that day." In 1940, I lost my only brother as a night fighter. On the 20th of December, 4 days before Christmas, I had the chance to save a B-17 from her destruction. A plane so badly damaged, it was a wonder that she was still flying. The pilot, Charlie Brown, is to me as precious as my brother was. Thanks, Charlie. Your brother, Franz.